Hello and welcome. I'm Jo Reardon from thermojo.com. Today we're in Cookidoo, the Thermomix recipe database, and I'm going to show you how to add your own recipes to Cookidoo so that you can use them on your Thermomix TM6 with guided cooking. So firstly, we go to My Recipes when you're logged in, and from here the second item down is called Created Recipes. And this is where you'll see any recipes that you've modified for Cookidoo, imported from the recipe community, for example, or added from scratch yourself. So what we're going to do is add a simple recipe from scratch. So click on the plus button down the bottom right here and create recipe. Now I'm just going to put in my nut butter recipe, which to be honest I just wing it every time, but I thought, hey, why not put it in here? So we're going to put a photo in. One moment. And how does this work? There we go. So that's just what my nut butter looks like when it's finished. It's just uploading that image. And I might just in brackets put, I use almond, cashew, peanut, and confirm that. So now we've got a blank screen pretty much in terms of ingredients and steps, so we can add whatever is relevant. So my ingredients, when I make a batch of this, I do 200 grams of almonds, 200 grams of cashews, and 200 grams of peanuts. And that is it. For this recipe, I never need to add oil, but of course you make it to your preference. You can change the quantity, and this is why I've done it myself and just sort of wing it. I've had the TM31 for a long time before I had the TM6, and I just sort of did it to my taste rather than all peanuts. So the first step is to add all nuts to the bowl. And we can actually just put them all into this step. So click on the icon for the scales and that will bring up the ingredient list. So almonds, cashews, and obviously I often vary the quantities a little bit, but I tend to do equal more or less. So that's the first step. Second step is mix for, and now for the processing step, click on the blades icon, and we're going to do about 2 minutes on speed 9, and that is it. There actually isn't anything else to do. Now, to be honest, I'm not exactly confident what I do here. I tend to just have a look, see how it's going. But about 2 minutes gives me a relatively smooth butter that's beautiful and a good consistency without having to add any additional oil. So it does depend what nuts you use as well. So I'll confirm that and click. And as you can see, there's edit icons next to various things. So if you choose, you can put in the preparation time, the total time it takes, and the number of portions. Obviously this is a lot more than 4 portions. So I might just take that out. And you can also add hints and tips. So if there's anything specifically, so if you want to add yourself a note about this recipe, so if you put in a family recipe, you might want to add recipe from mum, adapted over time from her experience or something like that. So this is the way to add recipes that you've been cooking for a long time and you've now decided to put them in the Thermomix method, and then you've got access to it on your machine. So here in the created recipes we can now see the nut butter, And from here, you can add it to your cook today, which I'll do now. You can add it to another day in your week, your shopping list, and you can edit and delete the recipe. So if we go over to my week, we'll see the recipe has now been added today, and I actually do need to make some nut butter, so I'll be doing that either today or tomorrow. And from here, all of your creative recipes will have the chef's hat and also the yellow underline here. On your Thermomix, it will look a little bit different, and the process is slightly different way to click through the recipe, and I'll show you that in a separate video. So yeah, please bring in your recipes that you love, so that you can, and some that you've converted to Thermomix method, and then you can enjoy them so much easier. So I'm Reardon from Thermomix.com. I look forward to helping you more with your Thermomix.